All right, number one was talking about to write the equation of a line when it's a horizontal line and it goes through the point 0, -1. So one of the things I said to you guys in class was if I had a horizontal line, oops, if I had a horizontal line and I had a point, I don't know, 0, -1, right? So if I was to move over to here, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7. This would be like 7, -1. So if you notice that it doesn't go up or down, so my y value wouldn't change, only my x value would change. So what stayed consistent? My y value stayed consistent, and it stays at -1. So that is the equation of this line. So that's choice B. Go, boom, nice, and boom. Okay, on to 2. There we go. Now it wants to know the equation of a line if the slope was undefined and it goes through the point 9, -4. Okay, if that's the case, then I have a vertical line, right? And it goes through the point 9, -4. Well, if I come down here, what changes? Does my x value change at all? Does it go left or right at all? Not at all. It is still going to be 9, but my y value did change. So that, let's say that's -6, right? So notice how my x kind of stayed. So therefore, my x is going to equal to 9, and that will be the equation of this line, which is choice A. Go, go. All right, on to number 3. There we go. So it says find the equation, or find an equation that goes through the points 3, 1 and 9, -11. So in order to find the equation of a line, what do we need? We need a slope. So this right here tells me we need, right? Sorry about that, guys. That was the cops. Need a slope, and we need a point. So far that we have 2 points. Okay. So first, let's find the slope. Well, the slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right. So I got 1 minus a -11 over um, 3 minus 9. So I get 12 over -6. So that's going to equal to -2. So my slope is a -2. Okay. All right. So I need a point. Well, let's use the point 3, 1, which is what's given to me already. Go. So I'm going to use those two pieces of information to find the equation of a line. Now, I typically like to use y equals mx plus b. You guys are certainly welcome to use the point slope form. Um, you're welcome to do that. However, you should get the same exact answers I do. So the y is 1, and that's going to equal to -2 times 3 plus b. So that means I have 1 equal to -6 plus b, and b is going to equal to 7. All right, so I got b is equal to 7. So if I use a slope and a b, then I should be able to get y is equal to -2x plus 7. And function notation. So f of x is equal to negative 2x plus 7. So that's choice D, because it wants it in function notation. Go, boom, and boom. There we go. So that's number 3. 4. All right, 4. It wants an equation of a line that goes through the full, sorry, negative 4, 4, but is also perpendicular to x plus 3y equals to negative 3. Okay, so all this is good for is for the slope. Okay, so again, like I said in number 3, what we need in order to find the equation is a slope and a point, right? All right, so we're given a point. Now we need the slope, and this is what's going to give me the slope. All right, so what I would do is say, okay, in order for me to find the slope, what do I need to do? Well, to find the slope of this line, I would just get y by itself because I know y equals mx plus b. So if I get y by itself, the coefficient of x would be my slope. So let's get y by itself. All right. So if that's the case, then what I need to do is subtract x from both sides. And what I'm going to get is 3y is equal to negative x minus 3. Then I got to divide by 3. Everything by 3. So I have y is equal to negative 1/3 x minus 1. Okay? So, again, oops, see if I can do this here. Yes, I can. So, there it goes. Let me make it a little bit further so I can do this. So that's all that's good for. So what I found is that this slope, actually, make this bigger. So what I find here is that this slope is equal to negative 1/3. So the slope that I need is perpendicular to that. So that means my slope that's perpendicular to that would be flip, which is 3 over 1 negated. So positive 3 over 1, so it's going to be positive 3. Excellent. So that's what I'm going to use. There's my slope, and there's my point. Okay? So I'm going to use, come back over here. You know what? Let's do this. Okay. So what I'm going to use is that my slope is going to equal to 3, and my point is going to be negative 4, 4. So I'm going to use y equals mx plus b. The y is 4, is equal to 3 times negative 4 plus b. All right. So what I have now is 4 is equal to negative 12 plus b. So my b is going to equal to 16. Okay. So if that's the case, then I can now rewrite this as y equal to 3x plus 16. All right. So I used the slope. I used b, right, and plug that into that equation. Now, when you look at the choices, however, it's all in function notation. And that was choice B. Go. Okay, so we're on to 5, and we're getting to the end of the page here. So here's 5. All right, number 5. It gave me, hmm, here's where my issue comes into play. Let's see if I can do this here. I'm gonna cheat here. So I have a horizontal dotted line with some shading underneath. Mm, right? And it wanted me to find the equation of this line. So what I tend to do is I tend to go, okay, so I'll take 2 points, right? So this point here is -5, 8. And this point right here, let's see, at this point is going to be 1, 8. So notice that traveling from -5, 8 to 1, 8, what happened was I didn't go up or down, so my y value wouldn't change. I just went right, so my x value changed, right? So this way I know that the equation of this line is x equals, I'm sorry, again, how about y equals 8? The y stayed consistent as 8, okay? It's a dotted line, so it's either going to be less than or greater than. But since the shading is down below, that means all the values under 8 is going to be less than 8. So that means it's going to have to be less than. So therefore my equation is y is less than 8. And that, I did not write down the choice on my answer. Let me see what the choice is for number 8. Where is that sheet? Oh, that's number 5. 5. Y is less than 8 is choice B. Right, so there we go. Boom. There you go. All right, so number 6. Here's number 6. Right. Okay, so number 6 is the one that I changed the inequality for you because none of the graphs worked. Okay, and this is where you guys could use the choices to find the answer. But the problem um, is that on the lab work, I don't want you to use the choices. Now on the exam, feel free to do that. I have zero problems with that. So the thing that I changed was the very first equation in number 6, which I changed it to -x minus 5y is greater than or equal to 25. And your second equation stays the same, which is x is greater than or equal to 5y. Okay. So what I noticed is that both of these tells me it is going to be solid lines, right? All right, so both of them are awesome. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this equation right here and I'm going to solve for y. So I got -x minus 5y is equal to 25. -5y is equal to x plus 25. Divide everything by -5, so y is equal to -1/5 x minus 5. Okay, so if I was to graph that, let's go ahead and graph that right here. Okay, so I got this. So this equation tells me that it is y-intercept is 0, -5, and my slope is -1/5. So I go down 1, right 5. Okay, so 0, -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's my y-intercept. I go down 1, right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my line. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. Go. Okay, solid line. So what I can do is now test. In this case, I can test 0, 0. All right, so if I test 0, 0, then I got to test on the original. So I'm going to have -0 minus 5 times 0 and see if that is going to be greater than or equal to 25, which the left side is going to be 0. Is 0 greater than or equal to 25? The answer is no. So that means I got to shade away from 0, 0. All right, so now let's take the other equation, the second equation. Let's make it green. So over here, I'm going to make this problem x equals 5y. Divide both sides by 5. I got y equals 1/5 x. Now, some of you guys got confused because you're like, I don't know what the y-intercept is. Well, do we usually write +0 if it's not necessary? No, we do not. So that means your y-intercept must be 0. So my y-intercept is 0. Okay, so y-int is 0, 0, and my slope is 1/5. So I go up 1 and right 5. So up 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, that's a little whack. It's not too bad. It's a little bit off. Right there. There we go. Right. So there you go. The problem here, however, I can't test 0, 0, okay? Because the line actually goes through 0, 0. So let's test this point here, 0, 2. So test 0, 2. So if I test 0, 2, I got to do it from the original. So the original says 0 is that greater than or equal to 5 times, oops, hold on, my bad, that's not, y, ooh, sorry, that is x, is greater than or equal to 5 times y, which is 2. So again, it's 0 greater than or equal to 10, and the answer is no. Okay, so this is going to be shaded below. Okay, so what I'll tell you is this, is that basically whatever is double shaded would be your solution, which is going to be all right in here. Okay, so that is going to be your solution wherever it's double shaded. very Christmassy. So that means I have to get rid of these, right? So that will be your so-called solution, and I'll write that with something darker. There you go. So that would be my solution right there. All right. So which is choice A. Let's not use that. Let's go right to here. So that's choice A. There we go. And just for sake of able to read it, there we go. Here's choice A. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this. Oopsies. Not what I want to do. There we go. That worked better. Okay, so that was number 6. So on to number 7. Okay, so number 7 says 4x plus y equals 27, and 2x plus 4y equals 24. And I want you to do this via elimination, right? So I want you to do it via elimination. All right. Well, I don't want to touch the original. Copy that, paste that, and put it right here. So with elimination, I want to I got to choose if I want to get rid of x or y. It doesn't matter which one. I got to get rid of one of them. Okay? So let's go ahead and get rid of x. Right? So if I was to get rid of x, I got to look at the coefficients. Okay, I got a 4, a positive 4, and a positive 2. So I got to make one positive and one negative, and then whatever I can make both of them be. So I can make 2 a negative 4, and that would eliminate the positive 4. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply this one right here by negative 2. So this is just going to stay the same as 4x plus y equals to 27. However, this right here is going to change to negative 4x. I got distributed negative 2 all the way through. Minus 8x is equal to negative 48. Now, with elimination, I will add the 2. So notice that positive 4x, negative 4x goes away. I'm left with a negative 7x. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. This should be a y. That should be a y is equal to a negative 21. So my y is equal to negative 3. Well, that's part of my answer. Okay. So with system of linear equations, I'm looking for where they intersect, right? So I'm looking for the point where they intersect. So I have a y, that means there has to be an x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plug y equals negative 3 into, that's what I did. I call this equation 1, and call this equation 2. So I'm going to plug it into equation 1, right? So if that's the case, then equation 1 says 4x plus negative 3, which is my y value, that's equal to 27. All right? So I keep on solving. So I got to add 3 to both sides. So I got 4x is equal to, oopsies, what did I, oh, Hmm, my bad. Because negative 21 divided by negative 7 is positive 3. So I'm going to plug in 3 for y. So now I'm going to get 24. So x is going to equal to 6. Okay, so there's my other piece. So now that means my answer is where it's going to intersect at 6 comma 3, which is choice A. There we go. There we go. All right. Does that even look straight? Not really. All right. On to number 8. All right. My next sheet here. Ah, 8 is something that you guys all had an issue with. So, um, now with word problems, keys with word problems, do it in parts, right? So what I know is the number of tickets that were sold was 491, right? And the amount of money brought in is $8,195. Okay, so that's what I know. Okay, so what I do know is that the 491 tickets were adults and seniors, citizens, that is. And the cost of adult tickets was $25, and the cost of senior tickets were $13. Okay, so I have two equations here. So what I have now is that I'm gonna call adults, let's say X, and I'm gonna call seniors Y. Okay, so my first equation is that the number of adult tickets plus the number of senior tickets is going to equal to 491. All right. Since adult tickets cost $25 each, so 25 times X plus $13 for senior tickets times the number of senior tickets that were sold would equal to $8,195. Okay. So that's what I have as my two equations, okay? So I'll call this equation 1, equation 2, all right? All right, if that's the case, then as we look, we're like, well, I can do a couple of things. Um, I'm going to do this. Now, you can choose if you want to do substitution or elimination. I'm going to go ahead and do substitution, okay? So I'm going to do substitution. I find that that's going to be easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take equation 1 and I'm going to go ahead and get y by itself. So if I get y by itself here, right, that means I got to subtract x over. So I'm going to get y is equal to negative x plus 491. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this y value here into, or that y value there. Okay. So I'm going to have, so again, I solve for y in the first equation and plug it into the second equation. So I'm going to get 25x plus 13 times negative x plus 491, and that's going to equal to 8195. All right? So I'm plugging that into, so yeah, I'll just leave it as that. If you guys don't understand it, let me know. So In this case, I have to distribute this 13, so I'm going to have 25x minus 13x plus a really big number, which is 6,383. And that's going to equal to 8195. All right, combine like terms, I'm going to have 12x here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract that 6,383 over to the other side. So that's going to give me 1812. Divide by 12, x is going to equal to 151. Okay, so what did I call x? Right, that's the question. What did I call x? X I called adults. So I'm going to do this. Since x equals adults, then I know that there was 151 adult tickets sold. But the question didn't ask for adult tickets, it asked for senior tickets, right? So how do I find the number of senior tickets? Well, since I have x plus y, so if you look at equation 1, I have x plus y equals 491. I'm going to plug that x into here. So 151 plus y is equal to 491. Subtract the 151, y is equal to 340. So since y equals senior citizens, that means I have 340 tickets sold, okay, which is choice C. Which is choice C. There we go. All right. So that is number 8. So on to number 9. Go. Page 9. Here goes the cops coming around the corner again. All right, so question number 9 says negative 5x minus 6y equals negative 39, and 3/4 x plus y is equal to 27 over 4. Okay, so my first concern is that second equation, right? That second equation is like fractions, fractions loved by absolutely no one, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to show you guys, oh, first of all, I do have to tell you that this is by elimination, by direction, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you guys what I do to get rid of these fractions. So let me do this first, copy it, paste it. Okay, so if I'm correct, am I right by saying that this is really 1 over 1 y, right? Okay, so I usually teach this of getting everything to have the same denominator. Okay, so if I can get everything the same denominator, then I know the denominator is all the same. So this is the only denominator that does not have a 4 in the denominator. But in order for me to get 4, I got to multiply it by 4. So if I do it to the bottom, I have to do it to the top, right? So I'm going to have 3 over 4x plus 4 over 4y is equal to 27 over 4. All right. Now, since my denominator is exactly the same, that means I now have the equation 3x plus 4y equals to 27. And that would be the equation, oops, not the first equation, but equation 2. Okay, so that's my equation 2. So there's my equation 1, there's my equation 2. All right, so let me see here. Let me do this. Bring this over a little bit. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and do this. Place this right here, so I have it. So there's my equation 1 and my equation 2. So I just brought the one up top down here so that it's side by side. All right. So I'm doing elimination. So let me see here. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's actually do this. Copy, paste. Let's just stack them. So we have them both right there. All right. So what can I eliminate? That's the question. All right. Do I want to eliminate my x or my y? So that's what you have to decide. Since they're already plus and minus, let's go ahead and we're getting towards the end of the page here. How do I want to do this? All right, I'll deal with that later. So what I'm going to do now is copy this. No, I'm going to copy just this part here. Copy, paste. All right, so there's that. So what I'm going to do to eliminate, I'm going ahead and multiply the top by a 3 and the bottom by a 5. Okay, now what does that give me? If you look at the x, it'll give me a negative 15x on top and a positive 15x on the bottom. So the top is going to be negative 15x minus 18y is equal to negative 117. And the bottom is going to get me a 15. Let me write that a little better here. A 15x plus 20y, and that's going to equal to 135. If I do that, what do I get? I get 2y is equal to 18. So my y is going to equal to 9. Okay, so now I got to take 9 and plug it into one of the equations up top. Doesn't matter which one. So let's go ahead and plug y equals 9 into, I want to do 1. Yeah, let's do 1 because that's the most original equation I have. So let's go ahead and plug into 1. So I'm going to have negative 5x minus 6 times 9 is equal to negative 39. So that is a 9. Awesome. So what do I get? I get negative 5x minus 54. And that's going to equal negative 39. So negative 5x is going to equal to 15. So x is going to equal to 3. I mean negative 3, sorry. Negative 3. So here's my other piece. And this was my other piece. So therefore, with those two together, my answer is going to be negative 3 comma 9. So that's where these two lines would meet. And that was choice A. There we go. Awesome. All right. Okie dokie. Now to number 10. The dreaded problem number 10 that everybody loves. It gives you that C of x is equal to 144x plus 331,200. And R of x is equal to 351x. So what does these mean? This right here, try this again. This right here is cost. This right here is revenue. Okay. Break-even point is when the cost is equal to the revenue. Well, the cost is represented by C of X, and the revenue is represented by R of X. Well, C of X is 144X plus 331,200, and R of X is represented by, wow, that's a wacky 3, huh? 351X. And there's my equation. So all I got to do is solve for X. So I got to subtract the 144 over. So I'm going to have 200 is equal to 207X. Divide both sides by 207. I get X is equal to 1600. So 1600 units is what I need because X was representing units, which is choice C. And this is another problem that you could have used choices to figure it out, but you may do that on the exam, but not on the lab work. All right. So hopefully you guys understood everything. If you guys have any questions, please let me know or ask it during class. All right.